We were people who loved balance. The most attractive girl among us was neither fat nor thin. We admired a mid-sized frame, carried by one of enormous confidence. Too much flesh meant one was prone to laziness. Too little meant one's family could not provide. We shunned extremities. We welcomed the rain just as we celebrated the sun. We beckoned the night much as we summoned the dawn. We slept as much as we worked. We laughed as much as we wept. We birthed as often as we buried. This was life, everything in its time. We lived off the land. Cassava and rice grew in great abundance. We also ate eggplant, okra, tomatoes, chickpeas, plantain, and always fufu or kinky or gari. Our main dishes was groundnut stew, jollof rice, smoked fish and onions, yassa, MAAFA, and sometimes bushmeat. We didn't know what particular animal this was. Elders teased us about it being wild boar or rat. We tried to avoid it, yet occasionally hunger would not be denied. For breakfast, we ate a type of rice porridge or kuku, but often we simply ate what was left from the previous evening. We seasoned with peppers of every kind, onions, cumin, garlic, coconut oil, black pepper, salt, cinnamon, cloves, and thyme. A master cook was praised and highly sought after among our people. She would have many suitors, and her bride price would be exorbitant. Still, young men fought for her hand, convinced that life with such a woman would be glorious, and usually was, if for the belly alone. We were people of the same land, but we were not identical. Indeed, we were every shade conceivable. Some bore the color of the black leopard, some the rusty brown of the earth. Some glimmered golden like grains of sand. Some shared the dull gray of tree bark. Some appeared reddish, as if hewn from the rocks and stones of the hills. Our bodies reflected our environment. The hair of those from Gabon was twisted and coiled like the viper. From every region of land, we braided and decorated our hair, then strutted through our villages, showing off proud crowns. From our ears hung rings that whistled in the wind. In our broad noses, we placed artifacts of wood and iron that reminded us of the bounty of our land. In ceremony, we painted high cheekbones, protruding lips, and bulbous eyes that emphasized our value for spiritual sight and the levels of knowing. We all adorned ourselves to one degree or another because we loved ourselves. We believed in one God. We believed in lesser gods. We believed we looked like our gods. We believed they lived among us, whispering secrets into our hearts and minds. We believed that life was everlasting. that our souls were ancient, that there was no beginning, no ending, only change and growth, that all life was connected, animals, trees, water, earth, everything had energy. We studied these elements in search of ourselves. We sat in the center of the village, beneath the starry sky, listening to the elders boast of our heroes, warriors who fought 30 men by themselves and came home victorious, hunters who with knives and bows captured enough meat to feed 1,000, fishermen who returned from the waters with enough fish to feed the entire village, farmers who harvest could have fed the world. The stories made us proud. The uninitiated longed to serve and to be celebrated in this way. As sleep came on, we returned home and rested until the roosters crowed, beckoning us into a new day.